Hey there clan, and welcome to my theory video on Mass Effect Andromeda. New trailer, new theories. Let's get the big one out of the way. It has now been confirmed that the character at the end of the new E3 trailer is our protagonist, and their name is Ryder. And already people are naming their characters, and there are some filthy ones out there, you disgusting people. I myself will be calling my first female character at least Chrysora, after my Dwarven Monk for my D&D game. Well, technically I will be calling her Chrysora Ingrid Melody Nella Ryder the 8th, or Chrissy for short, but I don't think that will fit in the naming thing, because it's always a character limit. Shh, I have dreams. Naming aside, one theory that hit me right away from this trailer is that the N7 character that we've been seeing in all these trailers is not the protagonist, but rather the military leader or personnel of the fleet, as we've only seen the male version of the armor, I believe. We have seen the female N7 in concept art, but to me it's just a tad odd that we see the female option for Ryder at the end of the new trailer, and we see a character in female armor, most likely the protagonist, fighting in this trailer specifically. And I just definitely feel BioWare would do something like this on purpose to maybe pick up on it. Now, we will be able to choose our gender, I have no doubt about that, but I just found it a tad odd that they would do something like this in the trailer, and to me it would make sense for our character in this, in Mass Effect Andromeda, to not be an N7 ranked military member, or even not a member of the military at all, which may or may not have been confirmed at this point, but rather a civilian, or a scientist of some sort, which in my opinion would give a greater variety of options and ranges for helping build our character backstory options. And I just feel as though we need to get away from the N7 thing. I love N7, I love Commander Shepard, but I think for a fresh start with a fresh new game, we need to be a non-N7 character. It just gives more options for the team to work on. And we don't all want to be members of the military. So I could be grasping at straws. It just seems a wee bit weird as all, especially with a a fleet this size, which is much larger than the flotilla. It just makes sense for me that there would be a wider range of people on there from a military, scientifical, or civilian background, and for each of them to have some form of representation from like a council on the fleet. It just means it would give more options for a player character, and I just think it's a bit more interesting, if I'm going to be honest. It would also allow for one more interesting aspect: tension in the story. It definitely would give the writers more opportunity to add more tension with the various types of factions that will be in there: the farming community, the scientific community, the military community, or the civilian community. Each of them having different approaches to how they would approach different things within Andromeda, such as colonization, and also how to approach new threats, like giant bony, glowing, yellow leg munching things. Yes, I am scared of this thing. It will eat us all. Have you seen it? Another wee thing that I want to add to this trailer is, well, the human and the Krogan interrogating a man over the cliff upside down. I think it's safe to say that it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows on the fleet and colonies, and that there will be different factions, as I mentioned before, and they will want different things. It would make a lot of sense with the mixture of races and ideologies that will be on the fleet, and how they would approach different tasks, for there to be some tension and also be some conflict within there. And of course there would most likely be a criminal element as well with the new colonies and the fleet, so it would make sense for them to be some form of police force, and also your character having to deal with that thing. It just makes a lot of sense to me, at least from my point of view, for there to be something like this within the ARC fleet. And full credit to Lady Insanity for the ARC name. Do go check out her analysis video. She brings up some very interesting points and stuff I did not notice. But to me, it would make a lot of sense for each ship, which hold anywhere from a couple of 100,000 to maybe not millions of people, to have something like a military police force, and also separate factions that cause different problems. Of course, I would not be forgiven if I did not mention the Tempest. Oh my, the Tempest looks amazing! and it is most likely going to be our personal ship for our player character and party members. It is a very sleek looking ship, most likely built for speed, and is very reminiscent of the Normandy in the way it looks, in a way, at least in some elements. And very much like the Normandy and also possibly the Ark ships, will also be a cooperative built ship by the other council races, and other races included. Whether or not we will be given this ship, or we, air quotes, borrow it, is still up for debate. Because it's BioWare, I wouldn't be surprised if we had to steal this thing. Just a theory. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the stasis modules, or whatever the things were at the end of it. Now, even with faster than light travel, it would take a long time for these ships to get to a new galaxy. So, it would make sense for there to be some form of stasis since there is no mass relay to Andromeda to our knowledge. And it would make sense for the stasis to be some sort of way for them to basically swap out crew members to have a skeleton crew running the ships, basically. And swapping out the crew members every few years so that it basically means new people walking on a ship and they have the same amount of people when they get there. It would make a lot of sense for them to do this, as it would also give BioWare a chance to do the whole intro thing with our character at the start of the game, since our character could have been in stasis the whole journey to Andromeda and stuff could have happened. It would allow them to introduce the new races, the new characters, the new technology. It would allow them to introduce a lot of new things and gives a great opportunity to basically make sure we know everything we need to know and it not to feel like forced exposition. I feel as though that is what they're going to do, and with those stasis modules, to me it seems like that's what we're going to be doing and that's what's going to happen. Just a theory. I don't know, I could be completely wrong and grasping at straws again. Right, now there's a lot of stuff we don't know a lot about this, and as I say, all this is pure speculation on what is to come next. I do think we will get a lot more stuff in the coming month, and I eagerly await to see what we'll get our hands on, and also get my hands on that game. I really want to play it. BioWare is doing a great job so far of showing off the game and giving the right amount of stuff to wet our whistles. Thank you for watching. And do let me know if you have any theories in the comments down below. I'm very interested to see what they are, and I love hearing theories. Other than that, I'll see you all next time. I should go.